Welcome to another episode of the latest with Maya. Today, I am so happy to have a conversation with musician John Michael Howell. Thank you so much for being on my show. I'm so excited to be talking with you.
Absolutely, likewise. Thank you so much for having me on. I'm looking forward to our conversation here.
So let's get started. So I love all of your music. Where do you find inspiration for your songs?
Well, thank you very much. It means a lot to me that you love the music and you listen to it. Where do I find my inspiration? The interesting thing is, I think life has so many like unwritten songs all woven throughout it. Like there are so many things that I can gain inspiration from. I think as a songwriter, you kind of look at the world through a different set of eyes. Like you're looking for what are those stories that haven't been told, or you're trying to notice things maybe that a lot of people go through, but like there's never like words that are really put to. And yeah, for me, the inspiration just comes from it can come from a conversation in the kitchen. It can come from a concert I do or just like mundane things. So I would say inspirations all around all the time, and it's kind of waiting to be crystallized into a song. So I try to pay attention as best I can in life and kind of recognize those things that could potentially turn into a story.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Is there a song of yours that is your favorite?
Mm, that is a good question. Um, I would say one of the songs I'm most proud of is the song 10 IC. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love that song.
No, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, so, um, do you have a specific songwriting process or any rituals you do before writing a song?
On the days whenever, I know what's good for me, I'll pray before I do anything that day. And I will invite, in my belief system at least, like I'm a Christian and I believe that the spirit of creativity is the spirit of Christ. So I just armor myself with that and I pray to him and I kind of dedicate the day to him and then yeah, and then I just get to working and I don't think much about it. I just try to make as great of songs as I possibly can every single day.
Wow. Yeah, that's really interesting. Is there a song, either of yours or someone else's, that always brings a tear to your eye?
Hmm. Yes. There is this song called by Damian Rice called Blower's Daughter. And for whatever reason, it's a really old song. It's one of, Damian Rice is one of Ed Sheeran's idols, and that's how I found out about him. And something about that song, it always gets me emotional. What about you?
Wow. Um, the one it's usually any song by Ben Platt, depending on what
Oh yeah.
mood I'm in, I will either be like singing along through the whole song or I will be just crying my eyes out.
Mm,
Um, and then also Because of You by Kelly Clarkson.
mm.
That
Those are
song
good.
always makes me cry.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I love do you like whenever stuff makes you emotional? Like do you like
Yeah.
feeling your emotions like that?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I like yeah, I love when like whatever it is, a song or a show or something can like move you to like different or you feel different emotions throughout it or um
I agree. I
yeah.
agree. I think there's a lot of great art that's coming out to like these
Yeah.
days, obviously, but man, a lot of the art, the songs, the movies that were coming out in, early 2000s and, even
Yeah.
like 2010s and things like, man, there was just something
Mm.
special, I think, about some old art. I mean, there's a lot of great stuff
Yeah.
coming out too, but I love stuff that can move you emotionally or has like some sort of like message in it that kind of inspires you in some way, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Um, so is there a song that you are currently obsessed with?
Mm, um, there's probably a couple. There is this old song that I've been like super obsessed with for whatever reason called "You're Beautiful." It's like you're beautiful, it's true. For whatever reason, like I've been obsessed for some reason.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I've been I just since Ben Platt's most recent album came out in May, I've just had it on a loop.
I haven't
Since
listened to it yet, but I gotta listen to that one.
it's so good.
Yeah,
He
he's got an
he
incredible voice.
he does. Yeah, I he's been my favorite for I don't know, a long time, and it's always been my dream to see him live. And he hadn't come to Denver before on his other tours, but for this tour he came to Denver. So my family and I went to see him.
Oh,
And
let's go.
yeah, it was the coolest experience.
That's amazing. Do you like going to concerts and like, are you a big social, like in person kind of person, or are you more like introverted normally?
I am definitely more introverted. And also concerts are usually really difficult for me just because of like all the like noise and everything going on. So I can't, even if I there's concerts I want to go to, I usually can't go to them.
Mm.
But for Ben Platt, he came to the Buell Theater, which is not like a traditional concert hall. So it
Yeah,
was much easier and much more manageable.
I get that. Yeah, I too like I literally will wear like earplugs and like noise cancellation headphones at concerts just
Yeah,
because, like for me it's like my ears mean a whole lot because I mix
yeah.
and master all my stuff as well. So I guess I can't afford hearing damage, and I'm also an introvert, so I understand the social the social battery struggle sometimes.
Yeah, definitely. I can have like a couple days where I'm very social and like out and doing things. And then I need several days just at home, just not
Yes,
really interacting with the world.
yes, 100%. I'm with you there.
Yeah. I'm glad to know I'm not alone. Usually there have been lots of times where it's like I've been home kind of for like sometimes a week straight and I'm fine with it. And my mom has to always force me to get out of the house. And then I tell her there's nothing like going out of the house to remind me why I like staying inside.
Yes, exactly.
So,
Yes. That's how I feel
yeah.
like I'll travel. I'll probably go to LA like 4 times a year or so. I live in Dallas right now. I'm about to move to Nashville, but I'll go to LA a lot just because of music and stuff. And every time I'm there, it's like I love the people there. Like I love my friends
Yeah.
there. But as soon as the trip's over, I'm like, okay, yeah, I am
Yeah.
reminded why I like being at my house, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, LA is like my favorite place in the world, and
Oh,
I
really?
yeah, and my family and I have been like we try to go there like when we've been going like every summer for a couple years. Um and it sorry, I just completely forgot where I was going with that. Um, oh yeah,
Oh no, you're
we
good.
thanks. Sorry, I my brain is kind of all over the place. I yeah, we
Oh,
go
you're good. You're good.
there. Thanks. Yeah, we go there every summer. We've gone for a couple years, and every time we're there, I'm like so social and like we're out all day doing things. And then after we get back home, I'm usually not like interacting with anyone for like a week.
Yeah, that sounds just like me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I think we were meant to meet then.
I know, for real.
Yeah. Um, is there a song? Oh, wait, sorry. I'm so sorry. I think I already asked you that question.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
Um,
No problem.
thanks. Yeah. Is there an artist or song that you consider to be the gold standard when it comes to songwriting and storytelling?
I think Ryan Tedder, the lead singer of One
Yeah.
Republic, he's kind of a legend. I think Ed Sheeran, also storytelling legend there. Um, yeah, those are the two that come off the top of my head. Both very, very good storytellers and songwriters. Like when you
Yeah.
talk about mastery of the craft of songwriting, I mean, they're great musicians and singers as well. But when you talk about just the mastery of songwriting itself, those are a couple of guys that I hold in super, super high regard. That everyone holds in super high regard as just masters of the craft of songwriting.
Yeah. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
yeah, amazing. Um yeah, have you heard Macy Peters?
I don't think so. I don't recall at the moment.
Yeah, she's another one of my favorite singers. I think her songwriting style is just incredible. Her storytelling and yeah.
And that's one of my goals. Like I really in my career want to master
Yeah.
songwriting, and I'm greatly
Yeah.
motivated by that goal.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah. Um, so what has been the biggest obstacle you've overcome?
I think a lot of people would relate what I have to say to answer this question with. I think my greatest obstacle has been becoming friends with myself. And it's interesting. You
Mhm.
think that, as a kid, maybe it's a bit easier to get along with yourself because you're so like just young and like full of potential. And
Yeah.
as you get older, you realize that it's not the people around you. It's not the people that you're working for, the people who are working for you, your friends, the people that like you, the people that don't like you, the weather. It's not any of those things that ever set the tone for our happiness. It's always been our relationship
Yeah.
with ourselves. And I think that has been my biggest challenge to overcome is learning how to love myself because truly it's like people say it all the time. Like it's so cliche, but it is so true whenever people talk about no matter how much success you ever achieve, you're still stuck with yourself. And I have,
Yeah.
for myself, had many goals that, some I still want to accomplish, some that I've already accomplished, and some huge milestones that I have accomplished. And I remember years ago thinking, man, like whenever I finally reach this goal, like I'll say like for me, 1 million monthly listeners on Spotify was a huge goal for me for like
Yeah.
5 years. Like I didn't know if I'd ever be able to do it, especially as like an independent person and with no label or anything. And I always dreamed and dreamed and dreamed and dreamed of that goal and thought like, man, the feeling of reaching that goal is going to be amazing and I'm going to feel completely different. And the interesting thing is whenever I got there, yes, the feeling of accomplishment was great, but I felt the exact same about myself and my self image and my self worth as I ever did. And so I'm learning now how this, you know, this person that's me that's harboring this mind, we're on the same team here, and I can actually, just like I would love, like, if I had a kid, like how I would love that kid and want the best for them, it's like you can view yourself in that same way. And so learning how to do that has been an amazing process, and getting into that kind of frame of mind and becoming friends with myself has definitely been the biggest challenge. So sorry, very long-winded answer, but
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
that's so interesting, and I think that is definitely a goal for me to get to that place. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
as it is
Um,
for everyone, as it should be for everybody.
yeah, definitely. So what song best describes your life right now?
Mm. I'll have to open up my Spotify here. Let me think. Let me think. See if anything pops up here. I have a whole playlist of old songs that I seem to just relate with a whole lot. You know, I don't know if there's a ton of music that I personally I think maybe right now I'm in a bit of different spot than I was, as
Yeah.
far as like the kind of music I would relate to. I think Iris by the Goo Goo Dolls was like a big one for me for a long time, as it is for a lot of
Yeah.
people. I felt like I related a lot
Yeah.
to that. Um, yeah, now I'm a bit in like a happier song state. Like I like more like love songs and just pretty songs. Like I love like La Vie and Rose. I will listen to that all the time,
Mm,
nonstop. It's one of those songs that's like always in the background of my
yeah.
head. And I don't know,
Wow.
the music and it speaks to me. What a Wonderful World, old song, but What a Wonderful World, like that song speaks to me and has spoken to me for a long, long time. Yeah, I love those kind of bird eye views of this little life that we get to
Yeah.
partake in, and articulating
Yeah.
that. It's I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Yeah. Is there a song of yours that you've been surprised has resonated with so many people?
Hmm. Um, I'll say like in a very well, it will sound kind of egotistical, but I really don't mean it that way. But when I put out a song, like I really believe whenever I'm putting out a song that it has that potential to resonate with a
Yeah.
lot of people, and that's what I'm always aiming for. So I guess more times I'm surprised when something doesn't like resonate with as many people because I really feel
Mm,
like it could.
yeah.
So I guess there's nothing I'm really crazy surprised that has like, resonated super well with people that I've been like, oh wow, that's interesting. I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I know I kind of that answer probably sounds a little bit egotistical, but I really don't mean it that way.
No.
I mean it in the
Yeah.
sense of like I really work hard on the music and really believe in the
Yeah.
songs I put out.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what I got from what you were saying. I did not hear any like I did not think it was egotistical. I That's what heard when you were saying
Oh,
that.
cool. Thank you. Thank you for hearing
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. um yeah. What genre of movie would your life story be told as?
It would be a rom-com, but instead of it being like a guy and a girl, it would be like you and yourself learning
Oh,
that you actually really do love each other, after a
oh,
long time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I would
Yeah.
watch that movie.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
and once again, I know maybe it sounds a little bit cliche, and it probably is because everybody has to go through that at some point. But I think that just the whole journey of realizing that you're not the enemy of yourself, but you're a friend.
Yeah.
Uh, that's a really cool journey.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love that. Um, So I am pop culture obsessed and I go in stages of shows that I cannot stop watching. What show are you currently
Mm.
obsessed with?
Oh gosh, man. My friend got me into anime, which is a deep, dark hole that you'll be stuck in for a while until you watch all the good shows.
Ye-
And so I watched Attack on Titan, which I don't know. Like, do you watch any anime or no?
I don't.
Okay, so okay,
Okay.
that lets me know like
Yeah.
I don't really should go into detail here, but
I mean, you
there's like a
can.
really good anime show that a lot of people.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I was just
Yeah,
saying you
yeah. Well,
can
there's a
go
really good
in.
show that a lot of people like called Attack on Titan. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
entering that weird like 2 second delay like over Zoom. So
Yeah.
that's funny. But
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, I would say that I my friend got me into Attack on Titan, which was I thought was great, and I kind of had to watch like all the other good ones. So like Demon Slayer, like Naruto. I would say the one that like if there was a show that like spoke to me the most that I've kind of been obsessed with, it's definitely Naruto. Like I just really like the whole story, and I love a good story where someone starts as super like low down. Everyone hates this person, but they just
Yeah.
keep working hard and prove themselves over time. I love those
Yeah.
kind of stories, and so yeah, probably
Yeah.
probably Naruto right now.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah. Just when, yeah, you were saying that yeah, characters that everybody hates and then loves. There's this show that went off the air a couple years ago, but it's called Love Victor
Mm.
that I was obsessed with. It's such a good show. And there was one character in the first season that like I really did not like. He wasn't like a nice character. And then by season two, he was one of my favorite characters because they showed him evolving and it was so I also love those kinds of stories where they evolve and they're not like just stuck as the person you assume they were.
And that's kind of true of life, right? Of the people
Yeah.
you meet, sometimes people just come off kind of a certain way, and you get to know them, and it's like, wow, this is actually a very deep and complicated person. Just like myself, that has their own
Yeah.
struggles and and you learn to love them.
Yeah. Definitely. Um so what was your favorite childhood book?
I wasn't crazy big into reading, but of the series that my mom would force me and my sister to read, I
Yeah.
think the Boxcar Children, I think is what it was
Oh.
called. I remember enjoying those. I couldn't tell you a single detail of it.
Yeah.
Um, that one, and then there was I think there's this book called To Kill a Mockingbird, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
That one I actually do remember, and that one was a very, very moving story.
Yeah. Oh, To Kill a Mockingbird is one of my all-time favorite books.
Yeah, one of the greatest books to exist.
Yeah,
Yeah, very good.
it is. Yeah. I like to read, but I have like a very hard time concentrating on a book, so I can read like 2 pages before my mind wanders off, and then I have no idea what I'm reading.
Oh, I'm like that, but even worse. It's like one pair. I will
Yeah.
realize after like 10 minutes, I've just been reading the same paragraph over and over and over again, never
Oh,
comprehending
yeah.
it. It's really bad.
Yeah, I've definitely done that
Yeah,
before. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, so if you could eliminate one thing from your daily schedule, what would it be and why?
These are great questions. These are great questions that make me
Thank you.
think maybe I should think more, being such a zombie. Um, One thing I can eliminate. I mean, there's always little things that I think I'm working to get better at, just so I don't waste time, but I really spend my time doing what I want to do. I would say I would love to eliminate more just any of that, any random like social media scrolling, throughout my
Oh,
day.
yeah.
That'd probably be the number one.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think I agree with that. Yeah, I like to sometimes I get stuck in like a doom scroll and there's like sometimes when there's something really big happening in the world and everybody's posting about it. I see all that stuff and just get into like an anxiety spiral. So I'm like I just need to like really keep working on limiting all of that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What's something for you that you would eliminate from your schedule?
Um, oh, I don't know. I would, I go, so it kind of like, for me, it goes in phases where like I have a lot of doctor's appointments and then I have none. And I feel like when I have all these doctor's appointments, I would like to eliminate that.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, that makes sense.
yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the big thing I can think of right now.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
don't like going to the doctor either. Oh man. I mean, there's sometimes like there's stuff like I need to go for, and I will
Yeah.
still just procrastinate and procrastinate.
Yeah. um so I just have a couple more questions for you. What small things bring you joy on a daily basis?
Mm. I would say going to the gym with one of my homies is a highlight of my day. And one of my close friends actually lives with me in the same house, and we'll do a cold plunge every day. We have like a little cold plunge outside, and that's another highlight. I would say pretty much anything having to do with being around like my close friends. That's always like a highlight for me. I love hanging out with my
Yeah.
friends.
Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm big fan of just finding like the small things in everyday life.
Yeah.
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 Um
What about you?
oh, for me, I don't know, it's when I get to like um I don't know, hang out with like I don't know, my mom and my sister and I are all really close, so whenever all three
Yeah.
of us get to be together, that's one of my favorite things. And then like talking, like seeing some of my friends who are still in Denver, and are like sorry, when they come back for the
Oh, you're good.
summer. So yeah, and when I get really into a show, like binge watching that, like having that to look forward to every day, that brings me joy.
I agree. I get the
So
same way.
yeah. So, yeah, I remember when I was watching um Teen Wolf for the first time, and it was kind
Mhm.
of it was a little bit like after I finished radiation, and it was like I just went through this period that I was not feeling good, and I couldn't really do anything. So having Teen Wolf to watch every day, like that made me excited and made me happy.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, yeah. That's kind of how I felt
yeah.
about like when I was first getting into anime. I just kept binging stuff. It was so bad. I'd be up
Oh,
really late watching it.
yeah. Yeah. Usually it's yeah, I'm like I if I'm binge watching something and it's late at night, I'm like I should go to bed, but I want to watch one more.
Right.
So, yeah. Yeah. Um, so I just have one more question for you. So I love inspiring and motivational quotes, and this week my favorite quotation is let's take care of each other. Is there a quotation that has inspired you lately?
Mm. What if it can turn out better than you expected?
Oh, yeah. I like that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that one. I've seen that, yeah, on um social media, and that one always speaks to me.
And that one comes from Russ, one of my all-time favorite artists, and he's an independent
Yeah.
artist as well. So I take big inspiration from that guy,
Yeah.
musically as well.
Oh, cool. I love that. Yeah. I feel like I've heard his music before, but I don't remember. So I'm gonna look
Mm.
him up as soon as we're off. So
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Um, well, that was my final question for you. It has been so much fun talking with you. You have made my
Likewise.
day. So thank you.
Thank you so much for having me on. It's been really fun talking to you.
Yeah, you too. Yeah, I so appreciate your taking the time, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, and you as well.
Thank you. And that's a wrap on today's edition of the latest with Maya.